What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, the Humble Savage. Today, we are doing a tire review. We are going to do pretty much my complete review on the FloatLife Enduro tire. So, let's get into it. Now, before we get into the ride, I'm going to explain. I'm right now running the half and half lowering kit, so my ride experience might be slightly different than yours. Excuse the ugly, dirty board. We ride this thing, but so as you guys may know about this tire, the bead sets really low at a really low PSI. And stick around for later on in the video. I'm going to get into why that was a worry of mine when the board first came out and what it actually translated into, just like I thought it would. But anyway, let's get into the positives about this tire. So the FloatLife Enduro tire is like a game changer. It is going to change your street riding. We'll talk about street since we're right here on the asphalt. It's going to pick up your street riding by at least 5 miles per hour. It actually made me fall back in love with riding streets again, just because of how carvy and smooth and buttery the tire is. It's hard to explain. Let's get past these people real quick. So as I was saying, it's going to inspire you to want to ride on the street more. It's got this just feel to it, even though they call it a treaded tire. I would not call it a treaded tire. It's got a treaded pattern on it, but it's not actually a treaded tire. Like, the tread kind of does nothing for you. It's more the compound of the tire and what it's made out of that really gives you the ride that you get. Let's dip off onto some. So the benefit of this tire really comes in off-road. Like, you can just mob off-road and it just eats up so much because of the softer compound. Now I'm probably running about 13 psi right now. That's my going rate. And just for like regular cruising. If I really want to mob out on some like gnarly stuff, then I'll drop it like 2 psi. But as you can see, as it transitions over one thing to another, it doesn't really change. Like, it makes things feel the same no matter what the terrain is. Like, I transitioned from like dirt gravel road to the tire just absolutely mobs. Now, getting back to what I was saying before about the downsides that I see to the tire when it comes to the compound. Now, like I said, the bead sets at a very low PSI. And when I saw those videos come out, I got to thinking to myself, as a heavier rider, I weigh over 200 pounds. How's that going to translate for me? Now, I'm going to tell you how. So, unfortunately, it's going to be negative for us. Now, I've noticed when I ride this tire, if I ride on a bunch of chunky stuff, if I pump it up to 13 psi, by the end of the ride, it's dropped probably 2 psi. Now, you would think riding mix of street, trail, tire heats up, it might go up. But no, it actually goes down, and I think that's because the sidewalls allow it to leak a little bit. The second thing is, since we're heavier, we're going to lean in on these sidewalls a lot more. So if you do a lot of street riding, you're going to eat through the corner of these tires so fast, it's not even going to be funny. I've actually started to notice wear marks when I was riding on this tire a lot in the beginning. And I started riding on the street less. I was like, you know what, let me just ride primarily on trails with it so that way it lasts. There was one other point I wanted to make about the soft compound of the tire. the downside to that for a heavier. Oh, so the downside for a heavier rider. So when you first get the tire, you'll notice in all the videos, they it had a soft bead, brand new. And my thinking was, what's that tire going to be like when it breaks in after you ride it for a while? And exactly what I thought is what happens. It's soft in the beginning, and the tire just gets softer. And the downside to that, being a heavier rider, is it's beautiful that the tire leans and forms and folds and whatnot. But when you're heavier, you don't want it to lean and fold and form too much. And sometimes it can just feel a little bit tippy in that regard. Now, I will add, and we'll get back on some riding here. If you're riding this tire and you feel like you're getting the speed wobble a lot, 9 times out of 10, the PSI you're running is just a hair too low. I've noticed that with this thing. But let's just mob out real quick. I don't even know exactly what trail this is. And I will say my favorite terrain to ride this tire on, and hopefully we might hit some if I'm remembering where I'm at properly, is like stone or gravel. And I'm riding a little soft because I don't have my gloves on. So stuff like this, if you find the right stuff and you're flying through it, you can get sideways on it and the tire just eats up all the vibration. And this is actually the direction I wasn't trying to go because I actually want to loop back around. And we're getting a little bit of rain on us. Oh, so the rain kicks up and it actually gets us into another area of this tire. So this tire is amazing in prime conditions. Now, if it's wet or raining, this tire pretty much acts like a slick. And that's why I mean, like, it's not a treaded tire. Like, it doesn't have that bite that a treaded tire has. Yeah, that's the only thing that's missing. If I were to advise the FloatLife to do one thing, if you're going to make this tire again and do like a 2.0, Enduro 2.0, space out the gapping in the tread just a little bit more. Give it a real treaded feeling, and it'll actually really mob like a treaded tire. Don't usually ride this way. Well, let's spin the camera around, give y'all a better view on this review. So I'll give it. Mob just one last little trail section so you can see how the tire acts, and this heads us back to the car. It's crazy how when you don't have one piece of gear on, how it messes up your ride. Like me not having gloves on is a big deal. Got some walkers up here. Good morning. Hey, puppy.
How's it going?
Good, how you doing?
Not bad.
That's a beautiful dog.
Thank you.
All right, hopefully we don't get disturbed by more people. That's the hard part about this place, having segments on it too. You gotta come during prime time in order to really get any kind of good running. Enough about that. How y'all liking the new mic setup though? I'm hoping my little DIY cattail thing. also out here with the gimbal, so it's hard to ride with that weight back there. But we gonna get it for y'all. Trying to put out a little bit more better content. That's why I got the microphone. We're gonna take this part way across. It's just because this is. Watch out, little squirrel! Don't get ran over. Boogie. But as you can see, the tire just eats it all up. It's an amazing tire. Would I recommend it 100%? Definitely put it in your arsenal. I think I want to try and max this out after this, just for the true treaded tire feeling. But this is definitely going on, as soon as it comes out, it's definitely going on the GT. But it is actually starting to rain pretty decent out here. So we are going to end and wrap this one up. Everybody, I appreciate you tuning in to my FloatLife Enduro tire review. Until next time, stay humble, stay hungry, and you'll always remain humbly savage. Peace out, y'all.